Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Scorpio, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to be doing your reading today with two brand new decks that I have. The overall energy will come from the Rose Oracle, and your tarot will be from the Tarot Landscapes deck. So let's get the overall energy, please, for Scorpio. Angels, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for Scorpio, please? Not too many. For Scorpio, one card, please, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. You got the Grandmothers. Remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. Trust the weavings. That's so interesting. The Grandmothers. Wow, if I hold it back here like this, I almost see like this kind of alien-like figure here with arms outstretched. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I'm on to something there. It's kind of like overseeing the entire cosmos, and wrapped up in it is your ancestors, but divine feminine in particular that Spirit wants to draw your attention to right now. Remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. The weavings, like quilts and threads through time. You know what it's making me think of? Does anyone remember that movie with Angelina Jolie? And it was called Wanted. I should watch that movie again. I don't think it's very good, but that's neither here nor there. What's interesting about that film, it's Angelina Jolie and James McAvoy. That film is about the idea of fate and destiny. Very, very violent film. Wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But there's this really cool aspect of the film where there's like a sacred loom, and it's constantly weaving, and every once in a while the machinery will weave in an imperfection that is by chance, by happenstance, right? Nothing is chance or coincidence. It's this idea, it calls into question, this movie actually calls into question a lot of weirdly spiritual things, or spiritual things weirdly, as a action film. But it's this idea that one small, minute thread, one change in a succession of pattern can radically alter the course of human existence, the course of a human life. And that whole convoluted thing is what I am thinking of with this card, that every decision that you make changes how manifestations come in, how you live your life, how you tackle the experiences. And it's this divine feminine energy that is kind of acting as your guidance system, right? They're looking at all the threads. It's like this energy is inspecting the threads to make sure that we're not straying too far from our path. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. Wow, this card has shown up for every single water sign. Oh, that's not true. Did it show up for Pisces? I've only done 2 other readings today and I already can't remember. But this did show up for Cancer in the same position, just in the reverse. You got the 7 of Cups in the past position. 7 of Cups talks about, first and foremost, it talks about choices. And sometimes there being an overabundance of choices. So I kind of saw it as in a literal scenario, these jellyfish looking for a place to hibernate, to rest, and just looking at all this beautiful coral reef and not knowing where to go, right? And then kind of being exposed for your lack of decision making, right? Because there comes a point with the 7 of Cups where we have too many choices and then we become stagnant because we're looking in all these different directions and we don't know what to choose. So we just end up standing still and not doing anything. So there's that kind of, I wouldn't say danger. Danger is a very extreme word, but there's that possibility or that tendency to become confused by a situation. And so there could have been something, maybe it was having to do with what you thought your life path was, and then another choice came into play and then you're like, oh, well, that looks good too, but then, oh, I could do that, right? And so you could be at this point where you're meditating, praying, asking your ancestors, you know, I thought I was supposed to be on that path. No, I seem to be on this one. And why is that? Right? 4 of Swords here. These mallards flying. It's so funny because I was talking to my mom about this. She's like, can ducks fly? And I'm like, they certainly can. I don't know if they fly far distances, but they certainly can fly. This 4 of Swords is taking place in kind of the crater of a volcano, right? So it's this idea that there's peace now, but there's this suggestion or evidence, thank you, Spirit, of great eruption, great upheaval, a great leveling that happened previously, but now we're in this space of calm. The 4 of Swords talks about that calm after the storm, that calm after upheaval. The 3 of Swords is the heartbreak card. So by the time we reach the 4 of Swords, we're like having to take a breather. We've had too many disappointments and letdowns and confusion. And so now, you know, while we don't want to make our decision in haste. I just heard that. So you could have taken your time in whatever process this was of decision making. You could have taken your time and said, you know what, I'm just going to sit this one out for a minute. I'm just going to not decide because I don't want to be impulsive. I don't want to make the wrong decision. I want to consult with my spirit guides. I want to consult with my inner guidance system, my gut instinct, my intuition before I act rashly. Can you clarify, what are the choices for the 7 of Cups? What were the choices involving, Spirit? Three of Cups in reverse. Oh. Very interesting. One of my candles just blew out. I have to... Sorry. I just want to... I do not like to read tarot unless I have 2 candle flames going. is to honor my twin flame connection. I have a feeling the other one's going to go out soon. But it's interesting. The timing is very interesting. And then that candle blew out with the Three of Cups. This is the Three of Cups in the upright. We see these cascading kind of waterfalls. And in the Pisces reading, this fish out of water. I went on this whole tirade in the Pisces reading about how I don't like the Three of Cups card. I've never really trusted the Three of Cups, probably because I have an aversion to threes, like groups of three. I don't like groups of three. Because group of three feels like a distraction. Like I'm wanting to connect with one person and then I have to connect with another person at the same time. It feels like distraction. But if there's four people, then that other person can be conversing and then I can converse, right? It's very convoluted, just how my brain works. You got the Three of Cups in the reverse. Three of Cups in the upright talks about celebration, friendship, camaraderie, community. In the reverse, though, it just feels very singular. Feels like whatever this decision-making process was, you had to do it on your own. Like no one, I mean, you could have asked some people for their advice, but like they're not living your life. Other people are not living your life. Like you are the one that has to go through the motions, make the effort. You're the one that has to deal with the ramifications and consequences of your actions. So while it's okay to ask for advice every once in a while, it's like the more advice you ask, the more confused you get. Sometimes it's just good to just choose what your first instinct tells you to. And that's why this energy is so important. Because if we're just surrounded by a very loud world, how can we begin to listen to our inner guidance system, our intuition, if we don't quiet the mind, right? And that's precisely what's coming up next, because in the present energy, you have the High Priestess, Pisces energy. You see here this cute little snowy owl on the branch. There's wisdom there. The High Priestess sits at the veil between worlds. She's divine feminine, who has 1 foot in this material world, 1 foot in the spiritual world. She's very psychic, intuitive, mute, she's quiet, but she's all-knowing and all-seeing. And right now, you are kind of at the height of your power as a channeler, as a clairvoyant, claircognizant person. You have that deep knowing and foresight that allows you to see the underbelly of any situation because you're listening to yourself. Very important. Finally is what I just heard. Finally. It's clarified by another major arcana, number 14, the Temperance card. This is Sagittarius energy. So you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Sagittarius, or have Pisces or Sagittarius in your chart, which I have both. Temperance talks about alchemization, how we move from one state of being into another state. It's the transmutation, turning base metals into gold, turning pain into power. What do I see in this card? It appears to be a lamb and a wolf, or rather, perhaps a sheep. Wolf in sheep's clothing. But they're drinking side by side. So interesting. There's no threat in this picture. There's nothing threatening about this picture whatsoever. They're just two creatures that are inhabiting the same space, looking for sustenance and warmth, shelter. This could be you and another person right now. You and your higher self. I just saw the angel and the devil. That's not what I was getting from this card, but like Spirit just showed that image in my mind. The angel and the devil. You could have been of two minds, trying to make them come together. Temperance also talks about patience, having to be patient in a situation. Do a clarifier. Q. Star card in reverse. You're still having to be patient. The star, that's 3 major arcanas happening in the present energy of when you're watching this reading. That means that your spirit guides are very heavily influencing what is happening in this scenario of your life right now. The star card is Aquarius energy, and it talks about healing, wish fulfillment, number 17. There's a little firefly here. And Spirit just said, be the source of your own light. You are the light. You are the light in the hermit's lantern. But you may not see it that way. You may not... Sorry, I just felt like I went into like a weird kind of trance for a second. You may not see yourself that way. You may not see yourself as, you know, you may see yourself as very small. It was almost like this kind of shooting star, falling star, comet, meteorite, what have you. It's in the far distance, perspective-wise, but it almost seems like it's making a beeline for you, like a wish fulfillment wanting to come in straight towards you, but maybe your light is not shining brightly at this time because you're still, you know, in this process of alchemization. You're still trying to figure out, you're still trying to figure out what it is that you're wishing for. Maybe you still haven't made up your mind. What you want wants you is just the sentence I heard earlier today in someone else's reading. What you attracts you. So if you are confused, you are going to be attracting confusion. That felt like a gut punch. Because I just saw like a scenario from my own life that I'm confused about, and it was just like, that felt like a gut punch. Still accurate though. What vibration are you sending out into the world? Are you sure about what you want? Be sure. Be sure, and then work towards it. And you have all of this ancestral energy backing you up, right? You can really picture that. What if you actually had your whole line of ancestors, whether they be human or starseed or light beings, whatever, behind you 100%? Like, wouldn't you feel really, really powerful? Wouldn't you feel kind of unstoppable? It's kind of like you are unstoppable. They're trying to tell you. Trust the weavings. Trust the thing that you created. In the future potential. It's hard to trust, isn't it? 8 of Wands and the Sun. This is, okay, first of all, let's This is the second time the sun has come out today, and I'm reading on a Sunday, and I'm wearing yellow, and it makes me happy. And I've got this beautiful smoky yellow citrine on my desk right now. I just felt sun energy so strongly today, and yet I haven't been outside at all. Well, that's not true. I feel like I should go outside and be in the sun before it sets. But we start with the Eight of Wands in your future energy, which is usually fast action, fast communication. Look at these fireworks. It's like these bursts of energy. You've got this little toad sitting and admiring everything, right? But in the reverse, it's like the communication has come to a standstill. There's a lot of standstill energy in your reading, and some of it's on purpose and some of it is not. But what would you do if you knew you could not fail, is essentially what I want to say with this card. I'm all of a sudden feeling a pressure on my right ear, like right where my jaw starts, and it's radiating like a little bit of a pain right here. So you could be dealing with some jaw pain right now, or like something with your ear, your right ear. Also, I see ears here, bunny ears. The sun is the most abundant and luminous card in the deck. Major Arcana, number 19. Talks about illumination. It talks about clarity. It's the gift that keeps on giving, is what Spirit just said, because I see this whole field full of sunflowers. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Ooh! Sorry, my ear just started ringing, this ear. Yes, Spirit. So, Spirit just wanted me to say Van Gogh's sunflowers. And there may be a Scorpio watching that will resonate with that, who herself is a very powerful high priestess. That was tremendous, the way that zoop, ear ringing. Still kind of going a little bit. I'm going to pull a clarifier. Why is there a stagnancy in communication, though? Why is there a stagnancy in communication and action with the Eight of Wands in the reverse? Well, now I see. The Ten of Swords. Damn, that is some, with the harshness. Ten of Swords is, well, Ten of Swords is strikingly different than this. It's decimation. Look at all those feathers, what happened to the bird. It's disappointment. Disappointment, it's letdown, it's heartbreak, it's leveling. But when the 10 is in the upright, we go back to the ace. Right? The Ace of Swords is epiphany. So I asked for a reason why this card is in reverse. Why can't we have all the happiness and the fireworks and everything associated with that? Now my crown is a little itchy. Why can't we have that, Spirit, right now, or rather in the future energy? What's preventing it? It's this holding on to things from the past, things that we've lost, memories that haunt us. I can't tell you not to think those memories, but I can tell you that they're not really serving you in any way. They're not really helping you. This is completely what Spirit wants to bring in for you right now, but this is kind of, it's almost like what's overriding it. What does this have to do with Spirit? Can you tell me what the Ten of Swords is about? What's the Ten of Swords about? Ooh. Five of Swords, Ten of Cups, 10-10. You see 10-10, take it as it resonates. Could be a synchronicity for you. Ten of Cups, Five of Swords. This card came out in every water reading. Five of Swords is, we're having to take the higher ground. I feel for the other signs it was like having to gain an advantage. Having to gain an advantage over a situation. But for you, I feel like you're just running up to the tree to hide. You just want to get away. I just want to get away and have my happiness. Can't I just have my happiness? Can't I just, like, live in this energy? This card almost wanted to fall right out of my hand. It's almost like I had to struggle in that moment to hold it up. But I fought for you, Scorpio. I fought. That's what you have to do, or that's what you're feeling like you have to do. You're like fighting for every single ounce of light that you can. Because if you're not careful, it's like this one overrides it. Whenever you are feeling like you're gonna be trapped in that darkness, remember your spirit team behind you. Really remember it. They just rang my ear. My ear didn't ring for Pisces or Cancer. My ear hasn't rung in like several days. Rang for you. I mean, I'm not, you have to believe me because you can't hear it, but like, I can't make that happen. It's very purposeful. I've been reading tarot long enough to understand that that is purposeful. It's from them. Your spirit guides, your ancestors, they're here with you. That's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Scorpio.